When I was 205, I absolutely hated how I look. Honestly, I always tried these difficult habits that keep me being fat. But I've always wanted to lose that weight. And what I did mostly of the time that I wanted to lose all the weight was, of course, go on YouTube and look up weight loss videos. But then this is what happens. I always thought when losing weight, I just had to move a little bit more and eat less. Which, I mean, but me realizing that me with constant wanting to run a mile every single day, eating vegetables because I'm thinking that's the ultimate way to lose weight, going on a military diet because if military people eat like that, then I could lose 10 pounds in 1 week. I don't even last 3 days. I had this belief in my head that I was always going to be fat for the rest of my life. I always felt uncomfortable when taking photos, feeling uncomfortable with the clothes I'm wearing. Life didn't feel good. But until I realized that these actions that I actually implemented in my life for my weight loss journey to be able to lose 65 pounds of fat in less than 6 months was phenomenal, because when I was 205, life really sucked balls. But let's get into it. I have my journal right here, and we're going to be talking about paper motivation. These simple action of just printing a paper of your ideal body type will put you in a state of accountability. This accountability will actually make you feel more motivated and more disciplined on how you want to start losing weight. That's why I have these with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Greg Plitt. My favorite one is obviously Greg Plitt because his mindset and his beliefs and his whole thing about weight loss, about fitness, is just something so inspirational for me to continue keep going and losing that progress, if that makes sense. So it could be anybody out there in the world that you find inspiration. It could be anybody that you look on social media where you want to look like that ideal body physique, even though they might be on steroids. But don't let that discourage you. Make it more as inspiration. I'm telling you, if you actually print out an image on Google Docs and put like a little quote there, things will change. Things will change. Because every time you look at that, it just puts you in a self-disciplined mindset that you need to achieve that physique. You won't eat that junk food. You won't stay up late playing video games. You won't just watch TV because you just feel like it. When seeing that every single day right next to your bed, every time you wake up, you will actually start losing weight phenomenally. So please go right ahead and go take a photo of your favorite influencer and put it on your wall and look at it every day. Tell yourself that you're going to achieve that physique, because I know you will. That was one of the key factors that helped me be able to lose 65 pounds of fat. Next is going to be exercising is really supposed to be fun. There's a lot of people out there in the world who don't like exercising because relatively it's annoying. It's not fun. It's painful. It doesn't feel satisfying. People work out to work out, but yet see no results. That's just because society is completely hijacked on gratification, because you've always gotten things instantly. And that being said, life doesn't offer you those moments, the moments that you find really difficult to achieve, instantly. That's why I'm telling you, when you exercise, there is something that you dislike. You don't have to keep doing that. That's what's the beauty of weightlifting. It's because there's so many variations on one simple muscle group and a lot of variations when it comes to weight loss. You don't have to be there for 3 or 4 hours like I did. You don't have to be on the treadmill for an hour right before your workouts. If it's something that you dislike, you don't have to continue doing it. That's the beauty of weightlifting. It's discovering what you like and dislike. It's adventuring who you are as a person. So if you're on a program and you just dislike it, find alternative ways to actually make it fun. You are supposed to not go against the river. You're in a stream, you need to be going with the flow. If that makes sense. Weight loss isn't supposed to be an uphill battle. It's just changing these simple habits little by little that are very unnoticeable. And then after a couple of months, you will finally see the results. And if you don't like doing compound lifts and like machinery, do that. If you don't like machinery and like compound lifts, do that. If you don't even like machines and just want to handle with your body weight, you could do that. That's the beauty of weightlifting. Or most importantly, bodybuilding. If the foods that you eat aren't palatable, aren't amazing, you could change them. It's supposed to be a customizable plan towards you. You all go through the weight loss dieting plans and they give you a foundation. That's the thing. It's a foundation of varieties of foods that you like. And all you have to do is simply stick to those certain types of foods for a very long time, and yet you'll still lose weight. That's why I emphasize for you to eat more meat. Ultimately, overeat the amount of meat. Because I found crucial benefits when it comes for me eating a lot of meat, and I want you to get the same. With all the bullshit Hispanic food out there in the world where you always feel bloated, always have not even amazing sleep, terrible brain fog. You wonder why you look kind of dumb and feel fat all the damn time. And especially if we live in America, everything's being marketed towards you. They're targeting your wallets instead of your health. And that is something that I do not like to see. Why in the world do we have to live in a world where only corporations want to attack us? They make us fall for a trap. So we could buy more food. Buy Ozempic. Buy a way to get you to lose weight with money. Because all they care about is profit gains. But live in a life where you're able to feel confident. Build a physique that you ultimately love. Able to shed off some pounds that you don't need in your life. It's a phenomenal feeling that life grants you if you really put in the work. So if there's anything that's going on with your plan, please don't be afraid to change it. I used to have this belief where that's the sauce. That's the secret. I have to do that. If I don't do that, it won't work. But that's the beauty of bodybuilding, of going on a weight loss journey. Finding something that is very customizable for you. To find something that's potentially easier for you to lose the weight. You don't have to constantly starve yourself. You don't have to constantly feel hungry and discipline yourself to be like, I can't eat anymore. This exercise feels weird on my shoulder, but it's the best one. No. If it's not working for you, why are you trying something that doesn't work for you? The quote of insanity of Albert Einstein. Doing the same thing, except expecting the same, or insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. You've done it multiple times, so why do you still see that it's gonna work? It's not. I completely changed throughout my 3 years of bodybuilding to be able to lose a lot of weight, where losing fat is not difficultly that hard. I'm able to manipulate my body shape as well as manipulate my weight very effectively because I figured out there are things that work for me. It's not difficult for me to go to the gym because I find it fun. It's not difficult or painful that the exercises I do because I find them easy and challenging. The foods that I eat, I love it. I can be a big bag when it comes to eating healthy food. So find things that are very approachable towards you. And I guarantee you, with the foods that you're eating, that you're currently eating with all the junk food, the carbs, the fast food, you'll slowly transition to the foods that are actually beneficial for your life. And if you don't know where to start, I strongly emphasize eating more meat. Eat strictly just meat. I want to challenge you to be able to eat 2,000 calories worth of meat. I challenge you. Because I swear you won't be able to do it. Next thing is obviously it's going to be I stopped tracking calories. We live in a society where we think that tracking calories is the best way to be able to lose weight. And certainly it is. I'm not going to lie. When I first doing my weight loss journey, I was able to lose a bunch of fat. But then I did not realize that my hormones were shot. I started developing an eating disorder. I started seeing foods as numbers and not nutrients. My hormones were shot effectively. That was really bad. Constantly felt hungry. But yeah, if you want to lose weight, it's $5.99 a month. All you got to do is just scan your phone on the food and there you go. I realize that these are just corporations, companies that are just there to take your money. Again, a profit from your health. Not a gain, a profit. And I absolutely hate how all these corporations just want you to just steal money from you from just scanning some food. That's when I realized that we're not controlled by calories. We're effectively controlled by hormones. And the one hormone that you honestly need to be able to control is insulin. That goes back to why I'm telling you to eat more meat, because meat doesn't activate insulin. Those sensations of you feeling bloated, tired, lethargic, things that you just feel like you're not who you are, that's because of carbs that you're eating out there in the world. And that what those carbs do, spike insulin. And the crazy thing is with insulin, it just simply gains fat. That's all it does. When insulin is high, the moment you feel bloated, the moment you feel tired, the moment you start eating those types of meals, remember, fat is just being attained. You're not gaining muscle. You're not using that nutrients. It's literally just fat that's going to turn into that. So what I mean by we are controlled by hormones, we need to be able to control leptin. That is that hormone that tells you that you're full. Not the full of bloatness that you've always constantly felt, but you think you feel full. It's actually the sensation of feeling full without the bloatness. It's where you physically cannot eat anymore. Your body tells you no more. That's why, again, emphasizing eating a lot of meat. Meat will be able to trigger that hormone more effectively because you right now are hyperinsulin. You have too much insulin in your body to the point where you feel like you don't feel insulin anymore. You eat that burger, that donuts, those pizzas, you're not going to feel full because your body have gotten so used to those type of insulin foods that you don't really, how can I say this, feel that your body is getting bloated because you're surrounded by so much fat around your system that you it's normal. And leptin can never be above insulin because you simply keep letting insulin go higher and higher. So how do you trigger this insulin? So how do you trigger leptin? That's where I tell you to start eating more fat. That's foods like nuts. Eat foods with cook it with butter. Meats that has a large amount of fat in it. You could go with a lot more fat, but personally, I like to keep it around like 80% lean. Avocado, coconut. These foods are going to be able to keep you fuller for a very long time and not ultimately make your hormones be shot. And guess what? Just because they're high in calorie doesn't mean shit. Counting calories is simply a simple scam to get you off of, to get literally just get the profit off of you. The reason why they're so high in demand and so high in calories is because it's just that's how much energy that your body takes from digesting that food. So if you simply start eating more fats and a lot more meat, you'll start activating that hormone leptin, which means your hormones will be actively working properly, and losing weight will be so effortlessly. So if you have accountability with papers, make exercising fun, and honestly stop tracking calories and eat more meat, the journey of you losing weight will be so effortlessly to the point where you realize that losing weight is so easy. And then you realize why fat people are just fat. You have no pity with them because it's so easy. So go put down that fork and go lift some weights, brother. And I'll see you soon.